Hello everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the Harnkegger games here on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream. These are also being archived on youtube.com/Lord of the Rings, along with our Twitch page. We're going to be running today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from around 2 o'clock to around 4:30 Eastern Time. There's a couple days where we're going to be starting a little bit later than 2 o'clock because the events themselves perhaps don't run until a little bit later. This is taking place on Laurelin, the Harnkegger Games. Duran's Folk, of course, being some of the main organizers, and you can find out more information at harnkeggergames.simplesite.com. We've got 2 events to bring to you today. The Cross Country Run and the Fire Run Jump. We are in Gondaman and Ered Luin. Going to be starting in about a half hour here, about 25 minutes with the Cross Country Run. We'll be talking a little bit more about what that all entails as we get a little bit closer to it. So my name, in case you don't know, is Cordovan. I am the community manager for Lord of the Rings Online, and I'm here on my admin account plus Cordovan camera, so that I can bring you the event in a pretty groovy way, if I do say so myself. If you wonder, if you're watching the live stream here and you see a strange-looking fellow, like this weirdo hiding out behind a thing, this is me. And the reason I'm glowing like this is because I am not visible to the rest of the participants, but I can't make myself invisible on my own camera. So, ultimately I can detach the camera to some extent, although I also need to be in the same general area as the group, so it's going to pose a few challenges during, say, like our cross-country run today and that. So bear with me. Part of the reason I'm excited to do this is it also gives me a chance to play around with the possibilities of what I can actually do with the camera on the live stream without also having to organize an event, so that's kind of cool. So that's really what's going on today. We have the cross-country run and the fire jump. People are getting ready in Ered Luin to sort of take part in the cross-country run. And like I say, we'll have more information about the rules and all that as we get a little bit closer to it. But first, if it's okay, I would like to introduce someone from the Harnkegger Games here to say hello and talk a little bit about how things are going. We have the Duero Scholar with us. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. Are you,
Great.
Cordovan?
Yep, thanks for joining me. So, 2 events today, the cross-country run and the fire run jump.
Yep.
The cross-country run starts at the top of the steps in Gondaman right here, ends at Thorin's Halls, and basically is just kind of what you think. It's who gets there first, right?
It is indeed. The challenging bit about that, I guess for a lot of these runners or competitors, is going to be that, well, first of all, obviously there's no buffs allowed. So, but the good thing is it's also a question about tactics, if you will, because you have to plot what you believe is the quickest way to get there, and whilst you might need to take a couple of risks, jump off a couple of hills or whatever, and well, if you break a leg, you might not be the fastest one at Thorin's Hall.
True.
So, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. And then the fire pit jump is in Thorin's Hall. I remember seeing that last year. It's really, there's a pit of, you know, fiery coals that people are essentially going to have to run across, and whoever takes the least damage. Is that really the basic idea?
Well, it's not about the damage. It's about the time that you do the course. So there's this strip of hot coals with 2 bridges over that strip of hot coals. And the idea is that people jump into the hot coal pit, if you will, and from the moment that their feet touch those hot coals, time starts running, and they need to jump over those 2 bridges and then jump out at the end. From the moment they jump out, time stops. So it's also, again, a question of tactics, because if you can jump far enough in, you're going to have to do less distance, which might mean that you're going to have a faster time.
Okay, so you know, this is to some extent pitting the races of Middle-earth to see who reigns supreme here. And after day one, really with the one event, the spike jump, because the music was a semifinal, we have the race of men coming in first so far at the end of day one, but really it's super early at this point in terms of trying to decide, who's coming out ahead at this point.
Absolutely. It's just one day, and even that, half a day, if you will, because as you said, the music event was a semifinal with no medals given. So that basically means that although hobbits and dwarves haven't gathered any points yet, they haven't gathered any medals, loads is up for grabs today. And mind you, the two events of tonight have historically, in the previous 5 Harnkegger events, been something that hobbits and dwarves have been very good at, because they have grabbed 11 out of a total of 12 medals on those two events. So who knows?
Is there a race, I'm thinking perhaps with the fire jump in particular, that has a bit of a racial advantage here?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, the distance that you can jump from would be the same. The only point that we had that at one point in the games was with rivers not being deep enough. But no, I wouldn't say so, but perhaps because it's in Thorin's Halls, the dwarves feel that they have something to prove. Who knows?
Yeah, indeed. Very cool, very cool. All right, so this is your 6th running of the event with the Harnkegger Games, and, yesterday really went extremely well. It ran smoothly, it ran quickly, people got over to the events, and the events themselves didn't take very long at all. And I have to imagine, well, they maybe took about 45 minutes to an hour each, which is about what we expect, running about 2 to 2:30 to about 4:30 here, every day during the event. I bet having 5 games under your belt makes this a lot easier as well.
Well, it does make it a lot easier, but it's still loads of organizing that needs to be done, and it's not an easy task, that's for sure. And there's always, a lot of things. We have a planning, if you will, a script, if you will, that we follow for each of these events. But then again, things happen that aren't scripted, and you have to roll with the dice, as they say, and well, that's it.
Very cool. Just out of pure curiosity, the members of Durin's folk who organize the Harnkegger Games all have the same outfit. How did you decide on the outfit?
Well, first of all, to be clear, there's 3 kinships hosting the Harnkegger Games. So Durin's folk was the initial kinship that started up the event, and we've been joined since by the Blue Mountains Regiment and the Shire Angling Club. So these are the 3 kins that are hosting these events. The outfit was, and a lot of organizers don't like this outfit at all. I have to say, they don't like it at all because it's hideous.
I think it's kind of rad.
Well, I will grant them the fact that some believe it is hideous. But the reason for that is we stand out, and people know that if they have questions or, something's not clear, they know who they can IM, basically. Because, we've got that bright red hats and those yellow-red pajamas, and, you can't miss us.
Yeah, that's actually very good. The main point is, of course, recognizing, who's an organizer, and it does a very good job of doing that. So,
yeah.
All right. So, I don't know. I guess overall, if someone's watching right now, they still have about 15 minutes before the cross-country run. If they can get into Laurelin, they can take part in this, can't they?
Yeah, they can. There is no pre-registration. The only pre-registration we had this year, the online registration, was for the music event. The idea basically is, if you have a character, we would recommend about minimum level 10, because you will run into areas sometimes where you have a couple of baddies that are, want to get you. So minimum level 10 might be ideal. But in a way, there's people that are by the side of the road, and there's so many people running. It's very unlikely that a wolf or a bear will get you. But anyway. So
could
yes,
happen.
They can join. It could happen. We're not going to guarantee it. That's not going to happen. But they could join. I mean, you just need to come in. The only thing I would ask, though, is, and we've seen that yesterday as well, is that if you join, there's no point in sending IMs to the organizers that saying I want to join. They will give you instructions, and you will be told at a certain point, please IM this person or that person, and then register. If you do that beforehand, it's not going to count anyway. So there's no point in doing that and sending that out. And for some events like this, there is no registration at all. You have or there's limited registration, as explained by the referees, the organizers. So just sit back, come with a smile, I would say, and be there on time. Very important, or you miss the start of the event.
Yeah, can't be late for a race, can you?
No, it's going to be a challenge. You're going to have to make up for it then. But yeah, I mean, if you come over, welcome to all of the events, but because there's no registration, just be on time and make sure you listen to what the organizers are saying, and you can have a ball.
So we should clarify with the cross-country run that there is no racetrack per se. It's you need to start here and you need to end here, and it's up to you how to figure out the best way to get there is. Although no buffs, no mounts, no porting, of course, no like fast travel, that sort of thing. And what about like, say, you know, speed items or things like that that can speed you up? Is that all that okay?
No, it's not. We're in the rules. We're specifically stating you need to ensure that you deactivate all buffs, and that any wearables that might give you kind of benefits, speed benefits, or even traits that are activated, they need to be deactivated. You know, we want to level out the playing field.
Yeah, this is a role-playing event, so ultimately, you guys do your best to make sure that this stuff all runs smoothly. I imagine the way you would do it would be like to just target them and make sure that they don't have any buffs active, things like that.
Yes,
right?
that is what we're doing, and that is also the reason why people that join this race can't be anonymous, because we need to inspect their gear as well. So those are things that are explained by the organizer before the start of the event, just to be clear. But yeah, it's just about leveling the playing field so that everybody can enter, and obviously, in this case, for the cross-country run, it is a thing about tactics as well, finding the best route there. Yep.
All right. Is anyone, like the organizers, are they just sort of set up at points along the way or at the start and the finish?
At undisclosed locations. Okay. No, but we are obviously at the finish, because we need to take a lot of screenshots, because sometimes people do come in photo finish style, and so there's 2 or 3 of us at the finish taking screenshots like crazy, so that we can see from different angles who, you know, came in first. And then there are people that actually are on their steeds, riding along with the running group, and sometimes you have different groups forming in this race, so we try to split up as much as possible, so that we can see, well, if somebody would, for instance, use a buff while running, then we can note their name and they're disqualified, so that kind of thing. So that is what is happening. There's, at any given time, you know, 4 or 5, it depends what part of the race we are, organizers there to just check if things are going the way they're supposed to.
So the winner, the gold medal, gets 100 gold coins, a 500 LOTRO points code, and a sturdy steel key. The silver will get 25 gold coins, and the bronze will get 10. Additionally, then, this does work toward total points for each race toward the game. So a gold medal will earn 3 points for their nation, silver is 2, and bronze is 1. And then really it's just a matter of during the games that all gets tallied up, and you've got some folks, I know you're heavy in say like Discord and things like that to help coordinate all that sort of thing, you know, behind the scenes, and it worked really well yesterday. So good luck, and I hope you have another really great day here today.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for all that you've done here for our event and the...
All right, sounds good. I'm going to let you get going here so that you can get things organized here. We have about 10 minutes until the start of the cross-country race, so good luck and have fun.
Yeah, off I go. Bye-bye.
Alright, so let me call up one page here. If I can do it. Alright, so here we go. As we were saying, the Harnkegger Nation determines 3-1 points for their nation. So far, at the end of day 1, we've got the humans in the lead, the race of man, as it were. The cross-country run starts in Gondaman. No limit on the competitors, an endurance run from Gondaman to the steps of Thorin's Hall. All competitors must be behind the central pillars at the top of the central stairs in Gondaman at the start, take their own path. Competitors run a fair race on foot, no buffs, no mounts, no porting. The first runner to pass the pillars at the top of the Great Stairs wins. Competitors not allowed to be anonymous as stated. Stewards will monitor the race at undisclosed locations on horseback and on foot. And then we already explained the medals. So here's the start location here for the cross-country start. And there's the finish location there, where we saw the most of yesterday's events. And then the fire jump here. You know, again, we can talk a little bit about that as we get closer to it, but here's a good graphic just kind of explaining how it works. You jump in, jump the bridge, jump the second bridge, jump the third, and then jump out and you're done, and it's a timed thing. Tomorrow we're going to have a Brandywine long swim. The swimming event's actually quite fun, and then also the fishing competition. So tomorrow's going to be kind of a watery day, as it were, in the Harnkegger games. Alright, so we have got about 9 minutes here until the Harnkegger race starts, the cross-country run. I'm going to do my best to try to keep up with some of the runners and all that using a camera. Like I said, keep in mind, I am going to have to both kind of control my guy and the camera separately, so fingers crossed. Let's hope this works out pretty good. I've got some ideas, though. We'll see how this stuff works. Alright. So you can be in a fellowship when doing the run? I believe so. Yes, as a matter of fact, they were saying tactics does make sense, so you may want to coordinate as a group. Alright, I am going to shut up here and just kind of show you some of the sites that are taking place. I'm also going to add a little coin for the event, so I'll be back in a couple minutes as we get started on things. Hello again. We are just a couple minutes before we're going to start the cross-country run here on Laurelin, day 2 of the Harnkegger games on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream. Give us a follow if you like this. We'd love to bring you as many player events as we can. That's something that we like doing, we think you guys like doing. And we are here for you. So if you can give us a follow, you'll be notified from when we do go live with shows like this. If a work meeting calls, if you have a doctor's appointment, and they don't care about your dwarven plans on Laurelin, we can also find the archives on both Twitch and YouTube after the event. I was able to get them up pretty early on yesterday, and I'm hoping to do the same today, so hopefully they should be up within an hour or so after the event, after the day's events are done. Each day, we are going to be here around 2-ish to around 4:30-ish. Every day through Sunday. Sunday being the last day of the event and the closing ceremony as well. So we hope you enjoy it. We hope to make this a regular thing, and we hope you're having fun here in chat. We really, really love all the folks in chat who are stopping by to say hello. Please feel free to comment away. We're love competition. We love hearing your talk about the events themselves. We're pretty chill on the rules, just no major profanity, because this is going out on a family stream, and that's just about it. So, no trolling, no profanity, no spam links. As a matter of fact, I think we have links disabled right now as well, so if you want to send a link out, just get in touch with one of the moderators and say, hey, I want to put this link in chat, is that okay? And if so, they'll put that out for you. Alright, thanks very much. I'm gonna chill out again.
Baruch Chazal! Chazal Aimenu! Baruch Chazal! Chazal Aimenu!